right? Believe in yourself, think positive, things are going to work out. Things are going to work out just fine. Um, it's Monday, so that means we're going to be talking about spiritual health, spiritual growth, growing spiritually, getting grounded spiritually, and how that benefits us, right? And how that benefits us and what we got to do to get there. What's up, Miss Young? Thank you for joining. Good morning. God bless. If any of you all want to check me out live on YouTube, you could just follow the link. I'm gonna drop a link here for Facebook for the YouTube page. Um, here we go. Yeah. So the link is there if anybody wants to follow. In fact, please follow the YouTube page when you get a chance. Um, get back, zoom up here in front of me. My YouTube audience, thank you all for subscribing and growing. It is it's cool to be able to impact people in what seems to be and what feels to be a chaotic time right now. It's a lot of things going on in the world. But I'm an optimist, right? I'm a motivational speaker. I'm hopeful that um I'm always hopeful. I'm always hopeful that things are going to get better, right? I'm always looking at the glass half full. Um, I believe in a mighty God, right? I really, really believe at the end of the day that there are always good people, and good people will stand the test of time. Good people will stand the test of time. I promise. Um, growing spiritually. I got a couple quotes. I got a couple quotes all throughout this book, but some of my favorite quotes are affirmations. Affirmations are positive self-talk, um, uh, quotes or comments that you are willing into existence over your life, right? That's what affirmations are, and I love them, right? I give myself the most positive self-talk I possibly can. I think I can beat up a giant. I really, really just encourage myself throughout the day, because if you're not going to do it, you really can't count on anybody else. Life, people got a lot of things going on, right? Everybody doesn't have a motivational speaker in their circle. I don't get to hang out with you guys all day every day, so you gotta give it to yourself, right? You got to be that for yourself. And so repeat after me. um I am in charge of how I feel, and today I am choosing happiness and love. I am in charge of how I feel. And today I am choosing happiness and love. Repeat after me. I feed my spirit. I train my body. I focus my mind. It's my time. Um, it's so important to feed your spirit. It's so important to train your body. It's so important to focus your mind. And we're talking about spiritual health today and growth. And ask yourself, like, what are you doing? What are you doing to feed your spirit? Right? What are you doing to connect with the God in you, right? That consciousness in the back of your mind that actually keeps you on a straight and narrow, because God knows we don't have to be, right? We don't have to be on a straight and narrow, but many, many, many of us are, and we're trying our best, right? So connect with that spirit, connect with that energy. Um, uh, Allow yourself to evolve in that area, right? Like, it's not like, is it enough to just be a good person when maybe you could do more? Maybe there's more you have to give. Maybe you figured out some secret sauce to uh spiritual health that you should be sharing with somebody else, right? Help us out. Help me, help you, help everybody. What's up, Carl? What's going on, brother? Good morning. God bless, man. It's good to see you. I hope all is well with you and your family. Tell your brother what's up too. Um, I really love getting on here on live and being personable and seeing my friends and my family jump on in the morning. I really genuinely wish that y'all have a good day, man. I really do. I want y'all to take control of it though, right? Don't just let life happen to you. Take control of it, right? And it starts with prayer, right? It starts with being connected with the Lord, being connected with yourself. And in that, you can get through anything. You can get through anything. I got a quote in here that says, prayer is powerful. Prayer is powerful. Be intentional about your words. Prayer is powerful. Be intentional about your words. I got you, man. I'm gonna hit you up after this and make sure you get a copy of the book if you want a signed copy. If not, you can just go ahead and get it off Amazon, and I'll send you the link. Let me know what you need. Um, Repeat after me. Repeat after me. But growing spiritually today. I am beautiful like me. I am beautiful like me, not beautiful like you, right? Like um, we are all our own one of a kind special edition being, right? We are all our own person. We are beautiful in our own special, unique ways, physically, uh internally, mentally, spiritually, right? Connect when you put all those things together. Some of you out there that I've encountered put off a beautiful energy that is such a joy and a pleasure to be around, so it's like continue to be yourself, continue to be beautiful like you know, because we all of us, we all only get one you, right? It's only one of you to go around, right? So just know that we appreciate that. Uh one of the things I want to talk about, y'all, for one of the tips, one of the first tips I want to dive into for spiritual growth today is accountability. Accountability. I don't know where I have it written down in this book, but I'm gonna tell you why I want to talk about it real quick. I'm gonna tell you all why I want to talk about it. One of the reasons why I want to talk about it is because I love my wife. My wife is one of my best friends, but she's also an amazing accountability partner. And we're 5 a.m.ers. We get up at 5:30. We're supposed to get up. We go to the gym. We work out. That's part of our routine, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. It's what gets us going. And today I didn't feel like doing it, right? Today I didn't feel like getting up. Um, she had actually just got back from vacation. And so I figured, maybe she don't want to go tomorrow. Maybe she want to sleep in. And so I was kind of looking forward to sleeping in this morning. And 5 o'clock, alarm goes off, and she's like, "Come on, let's go. Let's get ready to go to the gym." And I'm like, "No, maybe we'll go later because you just got back. Let's sleep in. You go later." And she's like, "All right, well, you got to promise we're going to go later." And then when she said that, it sparked to me to just get up and do it now, right? Like get your ass up and go to the gym right now. And I have my wife to thank for that, right? I have my accountability partner to thank for keeping me on track this morning. And I appreciate her and I love her so much. And when we talk about growing spiritually, I think one of the best things that we can have is an accountability partner, right? Not not it's not like that it's not enough for the Lord to be present in your life, right? That should be enough of a reminder. But this is what community is for. This is what brotherhood and sisterhood and allyship and community is for. So that when we are trying to evolve in a certain area of our lives, when we're trying to grow in a certain area of our lives, to not go at it alone if we don't have to, right? There's somebody else that is just as curious as you are about um, growing spiritually. There's somebody else who is right where you are at this point in phase in your life, and they're like and they want the same level of accountability that you want. And even if it's as simple as saying your prayers, and I know that might sound like almost elementary, But it's being in constant communication with the Lord is a very powerful, it's a very, very powerful tool in the spiritual world and in your spirit, right? But some of us can't get in the habit of being in communication with the Lord on a consistent basis, or being in prayer in a consistent basis, or being in a spirit or attitude in a consistent basis of gratitude, right? Some of us, that's hard to do, right? So, I mean, if you have a prayer partner, you have somebody else who's also trying to grow spiritually to remind you to stay on task, it becomes a bit easier. It becomes a bit more enjoyable, quite frankly. Um, I've been in a like a deep dive Bible study for years, and a very slow read of the Bible from Genesis on through, and I do the read with a few people, two of my brothers and a really good friend of mine, and so we've been reading the Bible through, and it's so much better having someone else do the read through with you, right? Because then you can talk about it, you can break it down, you can get into just how much these are everyday folks going through everyday things, trials and tribulations. And the Lord is in communication and with these folks and guiding them through their journey, right? But it's so cool to be able to have the conversation with folks. What's up, cuz? What's going on? Thanks for joining. So, yeah, you're looking to grow spiritually. One of the things I will say, number one, numero uno, is um, find yourself an accountability partner. Find somebody else who is also ready to go on that journey with you. I'll go on a journey with you, right? Call me up, ask me what, let me know what you're trying to do spiritually, what your goals are, and let's rock and roll. I'll go on that journey with you, because this is one of my favorite things to do, is to dive into spirituality and faith and growth in that area. So that's tip number one for the day, because my wife was a real joy this morning. She kept us going. It's teamwork, man. It is teamwork. It makes the dream work. You can't just get out here and do it all by yourself. And, I mean, it is enough. It is enough to have the Lord on your side. But my God, it feels good to have a friend or family member or like-minded people by your side when you're trying to grow in a particular area of your life. All right. We'll stay with tips. We'll stay with tips for now. Because there was another one. Oh, another tip that I wanted to dive into, because I just mentioned it, but excuse me, because I just mentioned it when I was talking about accountability, but um read read spiritual and uplifting books. Read spiritual and uplifting books. Read spiritual and uplifting books. Listen, I have several Bibles, but I'm not just talking about Bibles. There are other spiritual and uplifting books. This is an example. These are just different Bibles. One Bible, it's another Bible. You can't really see it here on YouTube because I got the blur mode on, but it's another Facebook. Y'all can see these. Y'all can see these really good. Two Bibles. Let me see what else I got. This is an Ethiopian Bible. This is cool. This is an Ethiopian Bible. Then I just pulled this off my bookshelf. I'm gonna give this another reread. This is The Souls of Black Folks by W.E.B. Du Bois. The Souls of Black Folks. The Souls of Black Folks by W.E.B. Du Bois. I'm gonna give that another read. But do yourself some reading. Do yourself some reading. Stop scrolling. Stop scrolling. Get into some books. It's a lot of good books out there to help you grow spiritually as you're on your journey. I mean, books are basically just testimonies of people's experiences, right? And that goes for the Bible and other spiritual books. But it's so cool. It's so cool to see how these experiences, these journeys, may coincide with your own. It's also cool to learn from the lessons of others, right? If I watch somebody else walk in the ditch, then I'm gonna go around the ditch, right? So when you're reading a lot of books, um, and they're talking about spiritual matters, um, a lot of people they're sharing their experience, right? Um, and it's okay for you to see yourself in that when it makes sense. Does that make sense? So don't be afraid to dive into spiritual books. If you find something kind of um, confusing, um, hit me up. We'll talk about it. We'll break it down. I got my degree in religion. I'm not just talking about this stuff. I know about this stuff, and I want to help. I will really want to help people grow in this area. Um, so read spiritual and uplifting books, right? Uplifting books. If you feel like you're reading something or you're diving into material that's not uplifting, then get away from it, right? Because that's not what we're about. We're not into anything that is going to be producing confusion and doubt and negativity and worry in our lives. We are only into being uplifted and elevated and things of the light. A few more tips, a few more tips. Um, this is a good one. Um, try to meditate. Try to meditate. I really mean it. Try to meditate. Try to get into it. Get into it. Meditate. Spend some time with your own thoughts, listening to your own breaths, right? Feeling your own pulse. Spend some time with yourself. Meditate. Maybe you get a mirror, maybe you don't. Maybe you get a yoga mat or a blanket. Maybe you don't. Maybe you lay in bed with your eyes closed. Maybe you take a long shower. Figure it out. Maybe you go for a long walk and you find yourself in a state of meditation. A long run and find yourself in a state of meditation. Maybe you go to the sauna or the steam room or the hot tub, right? Find some time to be with your own thoughts, is what I'm saying. Listen, right, for that inner godly consciousness inside of you. Let me tell you something. You are not going to steer you wrong if you really listen to your gut. If you really, really listen to what you want for you, you are not going to steer yourself wrong. The answer you're looking for is always going to be right there. It may be hard to face. It may be hard to face, but the advice you need sometimes is within, and that reality may be hard to accept, but I promise you it's there, right? Spend some time with yourself, meditate, and you'll have the answers that you need, especially for the things that are within your control, especially for the things that are within your control, because that's the perfect place to start. When something's out of your control, that's when the Lord does his wonders. Um, I got two more. I got two more for y'all. I'm gonna put these two together. I'm gonna put these two together, and then I got one last one. Um, to bring it full circle back to what I talked about earlier in accountability. But these last two, I mean, this mix of these two, and then I got one more. Um, man, it's gonna be a good day. I can feel it. Listen, this next tip says to think positive. Think positive, and the one after that says to develop the happiness habit. Think positive and to develop the happiness habit. Think positive and to develop the happiness habit, right? Um, Thinking positively really is hard to do sometimes. I really do get it. I get it, right? Because some of us, are very much realists. And sometimes the reality is things ain't always looking that up, right? But thinking positively is more accepting reality, right? Thinking positively is also willing. It is also willing the reality that you want from the universe. Um, if you find yourself thinking negatively, really try to get away from it, right? Maybe there's something there that you need to pay attention to. Maybe there's a sign of caution that you need to be paying attention to, but really, really try to get away from the negative thoughts. Um, really try to think about what could go right. What could go right? Maybe everything's going to work out perfectly, right? Start to plan for the best. Start to plan for the best. And then when it does happen, you'll be prepared to take the next step and the next step. We spend too much of our times worried about what can go wrong and preparing for the worst. It's time for us to really start thinking about everything that can and will go right in our lives and channel that kind of reality for ourselves. Happiness habit. It is I know that this is not a guarantee, right? You wake up in the morning, sometimes you don't know what life is going to throw at you, but this is why I live by the mantra of win the morning, win the day, so that we can be in as much control as possible over our day and we can find time and create time to build in a little taste of happiness every day, right? Because happiness is not guaranteed, but it is deserved. It is deserved, right? And I want you all to have it. I want you to find some time to carve it out for yourselves. Carve out some time for laughter. Carve out some time for doing things that you enjoy, hobbies, watching some good entertainment, right? Writing in your journal. Find some things that you like, that you genuinely like. Maybe it's a favorite snack, a meal. Find something for yourself that's going to put a smile on your face if nobody else is even around. That's the kind of happiness I think you deserve. It's not guaranteed, but I think you deserve it. I think you deserve it. I know of some ways to get there. I know of some ways to get there. Gratitude, for one, is a great place to start. But be intentional about being happy, right? Make it a habit in your life. You deserve it. Last but not least for today, and it goes back to my first tip on growing spiritually today, which is find a good accountability partner. But the last tip today is to hang out with people who are practicing a healthy lifestyle that you admire. Hang out with people who are practicing a healthy lifestyle that you admire, right? Surround yourself with people that you look up to if you get a chance to. That's your friends, family, colleagues. Find yourself to spend time with people that are vibrating at a really high level and sharing some of that energy with you. Find those kind of people in your life, right? Find your people, find your circle. You'll always have your family, you'll always have your childhood friends. But when it comes to this spiritual growth thing, you got to be really intentional about who you are um, building with, right? And whose energy you are allowing in your life. And so be intentional about surrounding yourself around a healthy community of people. This is where the concept of church comes from. Find those people, find your people, and together you can grow spiritually because you'll have the accountability, right? You'll have the partnership, you'll have the unity, you'll have the drive and the push from each other. That's all I want for us today, is to continue to grow in each area, to forgive ourselves for whatever mistakes it is that we may have made in life, to continue to focus on how we can get 1% better every day. We're looking to grow spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, and financially. And every day we keep pushing and, we'll get breakthroughs, right? We'll get breakthroughs. We'll continue to level up. God bless. God bless. I love y'all. Have an awesome, awesome day. I really feel like today is going to be a great day. So you all have a blessed day. I love y'all. Please share. Get a copy of the book, The Warm Up, Win the Morning, Win the Day. It's on Amazon. Inbox me, y'all. And last but not least, if y'all want to come on in the morning and kick it with me, come kick it with me. Let's talk about growing in these areas. I know you all got some tips, strategies, suggestions, things that are working in your life. I would love to hear from you. Hit me up so we can get on here and change your life together. God bless and